Okay, we're playing with the second year of Tomos hammer clutch, and I've got 3 shoes here. 1, 2, 3. We've got the hub without the backing plate on, and just right off the bat, this might be hard to see on the GoPro, these sides are unfinished. So when you do get in here, I mean, they're countersunk in here, so it shouldn't matter too much, but those holes are a little bit wider than the countersink. So you might want to clean those up at the same time. Shoe 1. Shoe 1 slides nice. Shoe 1 slides nice there. Shoe 1 slides nice there. Shoe 2 slides nice there. Slides nice there. Slides nice there. Shoe 3 slides nice there. Slides nice there. Slides nice there. Yeah, they test great like that. What happens when you put a backing plate on? Oops. Tools. Okay, it's that tight. Like, as tight as I can get it with my fingers not on the handles. So, just so no one can claim I'm over torquing, and my fingers are slippery with ATF now. So, as tight as I can get them like that. Not too bad. Flip it over. Tight. Little, like, there's something catching there. Not too bad. Not too bad. Something catching. Okay, I can't even, like, it's stuck there. So, no, that sticks. That's still kind of too sticky for me. That's probably the cleanest spot right there. So, nice. But at this point, I've probably already put that shoe in there, so tight. Pretty tight and catching. Relatively loose. And kind of tight. So, if I was going to put it there, I'd put it there. Tight. Tight. So, we'll go through. And not too bad there. So, I mean, if I crank down this back plate, it's going to go down just a hair more, and it's going to get tighter. So, I've got 2 options. I can thin out the back plate there a little bit. I'd do it with sandpaper. I wouldn't be doing it with anything else. Or I can just smooth out the pads there with some more sandpaper. Just enough, but you got those pins there. and I'm not sure what those are made of. So I just need to take either a little bit off the inside here or a little bit off this plate, because I want to tighten those down, and then I want to Loctite them and do all that nice stuff. But I think it's sticking. Like, really, there's not a whole lot of any other option. I mean, most of them are pretty tight, except for one spot. And it doesn't really matter how I rotate it around. I'm still always going to have one really sticking in this one. Pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, this one's sticky. So I got to focus on that one. I had one of them marked with green, but I've probably done too much mucking about. Like, that one's not too bad in there, but sticky that way. So, and if I tighten that down anymore, like, it sticks there. Not too bad, but, and remember, I've only tightened it down a little bit, so it's just minor clearance issues. But I figure if it's getting stuck like that, you're gonna have some issues with shutter. So I don't think it's quite just springs, at least on mine. I mean, yeah, it can slide great, but what happens when you put the back plate on? Mine stick. Okay, this goes for both first and second, but second was a problem for me. So we'll go through this real quick. Real quickly, I've got them numbered, and I'll get to that. We'll take the clutch apart. There's been a few issues for me with things binding. If I can get in really close here before I take that last screw out and get in there, I'm probably going to grind down just a touch on the plate where the spring might come into contact there. You kind of see it on each one. There's a little bit of it's pretty close, usually towards the spring ends. Pop this last one out. Seems this plate has a little bit of an issue, so definitely check them out before you run them. I'll pop these shoes off. So I'm not sure if Walt's been checking them with the plates on. I know he's definitely been checking them like this. All your shoes should essentially slide freely. I mean, they're all handmade, so one may fit in a better spot than the other, but they should all fit fairly nice on here and slide out. That was fine. My shoes were good. The issue was when you put this plate back down on there, and then even just finger tightening the shoes down, kind of like this, the actual shoe would just stick. So what I've gone and done is I just took the bench grinder and tried to get this area. You don't want to get in here because you want it to remain flat. Anything you take off here is just going to bring it down some more. But these areas here where the actual clutch shoe is sliding out, and I'm probably going to take a little bit off of the inside corners here just to give the springs a little bit of extra clearance. So once I got that, it took just a couple passes on the bench grinder to get it right. But once I did, and we tightened down all the shoes, it should pass a drop test without the springs in there, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, you don't want these binding up and one shoe coming out, the other not. That's, in my eyes, that's probably where a lot of the shutter is coming from. I mean, you can... Brian's been changing springs in a stalker, and the stalker's fine. first gear seems to work fine, and I mean my shoes are loose there, so I've got this tightened down, and that one's stuck because I've got shoe 1 in spot 2, and this shoe should just, that shoe just falls out. So I've even still got some clearance issues still to go. I mean, once it gets out of its little stuckness there, well, maybe not. But if we put shoe 2, oh, that's pretty sticky. Shoe 2 should just fall. So yeah, I've still got a little bit of catching on that side, but if I put it in that way, 2's facing 2's, I'm loose. So 1's facing 1, I'm loose. And what do we got here? It's number 2, number 1, number 3, number 3, and number 3, and it just slides right out. So make sure that they slide out, make sure they don't stick. Here's number 2, number 1, it's loose. So as long as they're not sticking in there, once you've actually tightened down the screws pretty good, you should be okay. But don't let them get stuck in there, otherwise you're gonna have some problems, and then you're gonna be dealing with ATF and all that crap again. So I've got stock back in the bike right now. I'm gonna try that out, and now that I've got this cleaned up a little bit more, I'm gonna clean it up just a touch more, and we'll try this out with the blue springs. As far as I can tell, the blue are the lightest. I mean, they're the easiest to open up this way. Blue, yellow, and red. So I'm going to go with the lighter blue. I've got yellow in first, and we'll see what happens. Yellow seems to be working alright, but if all goes well, maybe we'll try blue, because I don't need to be in the high RPMs. I want first gear to catch relatively quickly, but a little higher than normal. So we'll go from there.